Today I'd like to give you some ideas of what food you can eat to burn fat and build muscle on a budget. So whether you're unemployed, a college student, or maybe even you're still in high school and money's a little tight right now, this video will serve as the ultimate guide for you to get the healthy body you want without breaking the bank in the process. The way that I want you to do this is by first giving you some general guidelines on what you can do to save money while still eating a healthy diet that helps you look the way that you want to look. And also, I will be listing the most affordable foods you can eat to get every macro and micronutrient you need into your budget-friendly plan. So let's jump right in with the very first tip, which is to plan out all of your meals ahead of time and only buy what you know you're gonna use. By planning ahead of time, you avoid buying a bunch of food that never gets eaten. The second tip is to cook all of your food at home. It's way more expensive to eat out at a restaurant than it is to cook the meals yourself. Also, you have no idea how much extra oil and other ingredients the chef is adding in the kitchen, so that makes it pretty hard to track your calories correctly. Another benefit of cooking the food yourself is that you'll end up with plenty of leftovers, saving you more money in the long run. The next tip that can save you a ton of money at the grocery store is to buy generic brands. Usually generic brands are available for almost any product, and the majority of them will include the same exact ingredients as the more expensive brand name counterpart. Make sure you compare the ingredient lists, and as long as they look close enough to each other, you should be fine going with the cheaper brand. An area that you could save a lot of money in is meat. Certain meats and certain cuts are way less expensive than others. When trying to save money, you want to go for the cheaper cuts. You can also replace fresh cut meat with other cheaper sources of protein. I'll be going over the specific examples of what exact foods you want to get at your grocery store, but first I want to give you a few more general tips. The next tip is to buy foods that are the least processed and to do the work yourself. For example, instant rice is more expensive than regular unprocessed rice in a bag. It may take longer to cook, but it'll save you more money. Another example is, let's say you need shredded cheese. You can buy the whole block of cheese and shred it yourself. Also, a great tip is to avoid junk food. Junk food is expensive and it contains very little nutritional value. You can also buy in bulk to save big bucks. Whether it's buying your water, your grains, or even your meat and then freezing it, buying in bulk will save you a lot of money. Couponing can also save you a good amount of money at the grocery store. It just requires you to take the time to go through and find the coupons you need. Also, another tip, even though I don't usually recommend this, you can buy frozen fruits and frozen vegetables for really cheap, and you'll still get pretty much the same nutrition out of them. The last general tip that I want to give you is to stick to the outside aisles of the grocery store and to stick to your grocery list. The worst thing you could do is go shopping while you're hungry and start an expedition through all the inner aisles of the store. Most of the food there is processed, unhealthy, and it's pretty expensive. Okay, so now I want to give you specific foods you can get for each macronutrient. Let's first start with protein. Protein is very important to repair your muscles and to help you recover for your next workout. Most healthy meal plans oriented towards helping you burn fat and build muscle will include a substantial amount of protein. Many people think vegetables are expensive, but the truth is that protein can be one of the most expensive things on our grocery lists. The good news is that there are a couple of budget-friendly alternatives. Beans are one of the cheapest sources of protein, especially if you make your own and don't buy it in a can. But even in a can, it only costs like $1 and you get over 30 grams of protein. Canned fish is another extremely cheap protein source. You can get wild-caught salmon in a large can for just as cheap as canned tuna. The only thing is that the bones are still included, but hey, you can't complain, we're here to save money, aren't we? By the way, just on a side note, you want to avoid having canned fish and canned food in general all the time. Other cheap sources of protein include whole eggs, Greek yogurt, ground turkey, lentils, cottage cheese, pretty much any kind of chicken, especially the thighs. And last but not least, whey protein is very cheap per serving size. Next, let's talk about carbs. Carbs are very important for providing you the high quality energy you need to have great workouts and to carry you through the day. Some cheap, healthy sources of carbs include oats, brown rice, fruits, sweet potatoes, grits, regular baked potatoes, and occasionally whole wheat pasta. And last but not least, we have to fulfill our fat requirements. We need at least 20% of our diet coming from fat to make sure that our bodies are functioning optimally and for our hormones to be produced and regulated properly. Great cheap sources of fat include almonds, olive oil, flax seeds, fatty fish, egg yolks, coconut oil, and avocados can be pretty cheap when they're in season. For your micronutrients, make sure you get a variety of different colored fruits and vegetables into your plan. Fruits and veggies are very seasonal as far as their price point goes, but remember, you can always get them frozen anytime for a low price. Some really cheap fresh fruits that stay cheap pretty much year-round are bananas, pears, watermelon, honeydew, plums, and oranges. And some really cheap vegetables include cauliflower, cabbage, carrots, onions, celery, and usually green beans. That's it, guys. I really hope this video has helped you guys out. Remember to leave this video a thumbs up, to comment below, and subscribe to the channel to see more tips and tricks just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.